Hello everyone, this is William Armstrong here with a follow-up to the Acer Iconia w510. This computer is actually working great. It is a Windows 10. It is using the latest version of Windows 10, and it is a x86 computer. It is locked down to Windows since I cannot boot Linux on it. I've tried to boot from an external drive. It will not see it. So I'm assuming this is tied to a Windows only configuration because this is a fanless computer. So to prevent overheating and or burnout, Windows is best recommended, and or this is a system on a x86 system on a chip type thing that runs somewhat similar to a single board computer, which pretty much just is a single board computer that is a Acer Iconia w510 computer with Windows 10, but it's a single board computer, a system on a chip more likely, because this is an Intel Atom processor. Now, if I pull up the processor specs with Task Manager, and if I look right here, if I go to Performance, if you look, there it is, an Intel Atom CPU 7 or Z2760. For those that are in the UK or Australia and New Zealand, Z2760, but in America I say Z2760, and those that are Canadians may also say Z as well, but it is at 1.8 gigahertz, and it is at least a 2-core processor, but it's one socket, 4 logical processes, but it's 2 cores. So I'm a little thrown off because this is supposed to do Windows 10 64-bit, but I cannot do 64-bit as it will not work. I get an error saying it's not compatible. I got this off of Mercari, the buy and sell app that is somewhat similar to eBay. But the strange part about this is if I look up Windows 10 system requirements, let's see, Windows 10. The system requirements of Windows 10 is 1 gigabyte for 32-bit, 2 gigabyte for 64-bit, and the hard disk space is 16 gigabytes for 32-bit, and OS 20 gigs for 64-bit OS. So something's a little off. Like, here are the specs already. It says here that it needs a gigabyte of RAM for 32-bit, and this is 2 gigs for 64-bit. So this has a maximum of 2 gigs of RAM. Automatically 2 gigs built into the system board. So I'm so stumped and confused. Therefore, I'm going to call on other tech people out there to kind of give me some definitions a little bit, like kind of help me here, like fill in some answers. My question is, if this is 2 gigs of RAM, why is it on x86 then? Because my suspicion is when I browse the system folder where drive C is, if I tap local disk C, and if you look closely, there is a program files folder right here, but that's 32-bit because obviously it shows that 32-bit is program files, but 64-bit would have a program files x86 folder pre-assigned on the C drive on most computers that are 2 cores and above, but a single core would only have 1 program files folder. My first laptop was a Dell Inspiron 1525. That was a dual-core machine that could at least run 32 and 64-bit operating systems both on the same unit. And my other computer was a Toshiba AMD computer with an APU in it, and it was a quad-core unit that could run 32 and 64-bit versions of Windows and Linux. But I have no way of booting Windows. I can boot Windows, but I have no way of booting Linux on this thing. So this thing is tied to a Windows only thing. So that's all I have to say for now, and I will see you next time, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.